We have breaking news we start with here on The Plus. A drug investigation underway at an upscale home in Mount Juliet. Let's go straight to News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy. He's on the scene. And Dan, I know you just arrived there a short time ago and details limited, but what are you finding out?
I can tell you that this is a multi-agency ongoing investigation, and it is drug-related. And right now, they are still inside. They are still working on this search warrant inside, searching this entire home. I'm told it's a relatively large house. I mean, you can get an idea just by looking at this. It's at least 2 stories. Not sure if there's a basement or not. But right now, deputies with the Wilson County Sheriff's Department are inside. And this search warrant, I'm told, has been going on for the last hour or so. It is multi-agency. It is an ongoing investigation. And it is drug-related search warrant. This is Forest Bend Drive, and you're right, it is a very nice neighborhood. Right now, limited information as to what exactly led up to the search warrant, what exactly they're looking for. I've asked, but they won't tell us what kind of drugs we're talking about as well. So as of now, it's only the Wilson County Sheriff's Department that remains on the scene. The Mount Juliet Police Department has also been aiding in getting the word out this morning on social media for folks in this neighborhood waking up this morning and seeing police in tactical gear outside their home, because they did have to force the entry into this home to serve this warrant. I'm going to go get a little more information, and we'll talk to you all within the next hour as well with updated info. Reporting live from Mount Juliet, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
All right, Dan, thanks so much. And of course, back to that Storm 5 alert today. Spring has come in like a lion. It's still roaring, too. And there have already been more than a dozen confirmed tornadoes in the mid-state just this year. And there's, of course, a chance for more today. News Channel 5 Sophie Nielsen-Colding is at the Metro Office of Emergency Management this morning. And Sophie, they're getting ready. They may have to activate today.
And I just found out they're looking at a partial activation. Here with me, Commander Will Swan. Talk about what a partial activation means for what you guys are going to be doing here later today.
Well, basically what that is that anytime we have a situation happens or emergency, we bring the parties here, or departments here that we think that will be mostly affected or can help take care of the problem if something were to happen. So when we talk about a full activation, of course, we bring all of the department heads here, but partial, we just want to bring what we need to try to manage the situation.
And we see these big screens behind us. You guys really have cameras all over the place, can really see what's going on if it does get bad later.
Well, absolutely. We have access to all the cameras in Davidson County, from the parks, the schools, even interstate access to cameras there too. So we have what this does is just give us a bird's eye view of what's going on. So again, that we can come together collectively as one and make a decision to try to help out or to eradicate the emergency.
Now, on your end, does it still seem like it has the potential to be really bad later? You said it's more to the west of our area. Do you work with those counties and those areas as well? How do you prepare for a day like today?
Well, we work closely with the National Weather Service, and we do know that the models has changed from yesterday, where it's not as severe as we thought this time yesterday. But the potential threat is still here for the latter afternoon, so we're more concerned about maybe rush hour traffic in afternoon. So it all depends on the weather today. You know, if the sun comes out, and of course it builds up more heat, so when the storm does come here, it'll be more severe. We still have the possibility of strong winds and hail, hail, and of course they still can't rule out tornado activity. So we'll be here on watch and just sort of make Davidson County as safe as possible.
All right, you guys will be ready for that. Commander Swan, thank you so much. So here we are, partial activation later today. They'll be keeping tabs on things. Live at the Office of Emergency Management, Sophie Nielsen-Colding, News Channel 5.
All right, Sophie, good to get a look inside there. Breaking news right now, a 16-year-old is in the hospital after being stabbed at a sleepover. The teen says he was stabbed by a 12 or 13-year-old that he was spending the night with. Just before 1 this morning, officers say the victim has a stomach wound, but the injuries are not life-threatening. Officers have not identified the suspect. And was the murder of a 19-year-old girl premeditated? Her family thinks so.
Yeah, when you hear their comments, you realize, wow, there's something there. They believe Astoria Lucas was killed in cold blood. Why? An incident that happened years ago. Lucas was on her way to church when she was shot and killed near a playground at the Casey Homes on Tuesday. 28-year-old Kevin Smith charged with criminal homicide after police say he admitted to shooting Lucas. Now, listen to what Astoria's family told us last night.
all them other kids around. He wasn't just trying to shoot any kid. After he shot her in one leg, shot her in the next leg, watching her try to crawl away, then he went up and shot her in the rest of her body. He meant to do exactly what he was doing.
Shot her in the leg, then shot her again as she was crawling away. The relative told us, you heard right there. The family will hold another candlelight vigil at the Casey homes tomorrow.
And happening today, he is accused of shooting at Metro police officers, and this morning he's set to face a judge. Officers say Antonio Bender fired at them at the J.C. Napier Public Housing Monday night and then took off. Thankfully, he missed and was caught after a short chase. The 19-year-old has told investigators that he mistook those officers for some people he had had a dispute with earlier. He will go before a judge this morning around 10 o'clock. Also new this morning, 8 people are waking up in jail after a meth bust, or police bust a major meth distribution ring. After a months-long investigation, officers confiscated 3 pounds of the drug worth $45,000 on the street, as well as heroin, a gun, and thousands in cash. Investigators believe the meth was not made locally, but came from Mexico. And as the Amber Alert for Elizabeth Thomas continues, we're getting new clarification about one of those terms that's been mentioned a lot in her disappearance.
Yeah, investigators say her former teacher, 50-year-old Tad Cummings, you see right there, was grooming her, that 15-year-old. So what does grooming actually mean? Experts in the field say it's an adult attempting to manipulate a child to get them to think and do what they want. We're told parents can spot the signs of grooming if your kids are spending too much time with maybe one particular adult. You need to watch for any change in your child's behavior, and that can be negative or positive.
Sometimes children actually perform better and focus on certain things because they're trying to please, or because they may feel like they don't have a lot of control in their life, and they're trying to do well in one particular area that they can control.
And remember, communication is the key. If you think a relationship looks inappropriate, if you see Elizabeth or Tad Cummings, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. For updates on this case, check with NewsChannel5.com.
A celebration of life for Max Hollis has been moved to tomorrow. The 15-year-old died after falling off a car in Spring Hill on Sunday. It is set to be held at the Summit High School football field at 3:30 tomorrow. It was moved from today because of the threat for severe weather. Hollis will be laid to rest on Saturday.